Betsy, and today I figured we'd do a tutorial slash get ready with me because I get a lot of questions over doing a neutral look, which I don't hardly do neutral. I typically do looks with a lot of color, but I figured this might be something fun and we can talk about everything that's going on and how we are handling everything that's going on in the world right now. So first thing I'm doing is I'm just applying some primer. This is the Hourglass Veil Primer. Now typically when you see it, it is in a glass jar, but this is the 2-ounce size because the glass jar size is an ounce and it's like $56. The 2-ounce size is $75. And for the most part, if I'm buying something, I'm not buying it for the packaging, I'm buying it for the product. And I do love the Hourglass formula. So, and I've used that one forever. It is worth it to me to pay the little bit more because that lasts so long. So I'm just applying some concealer to my eyelids. Right now, my brows are terrible. I mean, I tried to pluck them, y'all saw a week ago, but they're already atrocious again. So I think we're just gonna leave them alone until I can go get them done. We'll see how long I can stand it. And I have been applying concealer on my eyelid versus regular eyelid primer because it does kind of help cover up the hairs. So, and I like using my finger for it because I can get into the cracks and crevices of it without it being too much, I guess is the best way to put it. So we're gonna start off, we're gonna use an eyeshadow palette that I never use, but I actually really love. And that's the Tarte Young, Wild, and Cruelty Free palette. Looks like this. It is a good neutral palette. And Tarte makes good eyeshadows. It's just I never think about it. We're gonna go into this shade Swan Song right here. And we're just gonna use that to set the concealer before it starts creasing because I don't have perfectly smooth eyelids and it doesn't have to be super neat or anything like that. So I think we're gonna keep it, should I do warm or cool? Trying to decide warm or cool tone. Let's go warm because a lot of people, warm tones look better on. So I've got my Wayne Goss brush right here, the number 20. And we're gonna go into the shade called Two Can Do It, which is just like a palish orange shade. And we're just going to take and apply that in our crease. It's almost, I wouldn't say a tangerine, but it's like a deep peach. But a lot of people prefer warm tones, but you can do this with true neutrals or on a cool tone palette. The big thing with it is learning placement and what types of brushes and things like that to use. Now, a lot of times you want to keep it very close to the crease in your eye, where your eyeball, that's where your transition shade should go. So pretty much right around the eye socket. And one thing that's good about Tarte eyeshadows that I have found is they're not super pigmented, so it makes them easier to work with. They have good color payoff, but it's one of those kinds of things that you kind of have to build to, which when you are not used to working with eyeshadow or even working with colorful eyeshadow, that this early, I mean, a lot of people consider oranges to be a neutral, and I consider the look that I'm going to do definitely more of a neutrally look. It is not what I would consider a colorful look. Now what I'm doing is taking that same brush that I used for the Swan Song shade and just going back and blending out the edges of Two Can Do It. So you can barely tell that it is orange on my eye. So now what we're going to go ahead and do is I'm going to take my BH Cosmetics number 20 brush, which is much more pointed. And we're going to go into the shade No Fox Given right here. I love the names on this. Y'all know I'm an animal lover. So we just found out while I'm blending out eyeshadow, we'll talk. We just found out yesterday that they're going to keep our school district closed until May the 4th, which kind of sucks. I mean, I want people not to be exposed to the virus and all that, but I feel really bad for kids who are seniors this year because it is very difficult. Caden, my son, is a senior this year, and you know, he doesn't play spring sports, so he's not missing out on anything as far as that goes, but he is missing out on theater, which he absolutely loves, like his theater banquet, his last one, and all that kind of stuff. And he really had no interest in going to prom, but I was making him go to prom because I figure everyone needs to. Now remember, Caden has Asperger's, which is a form of autism, so social settings are not always the most comfortable for him, but I also, you know, don't want him to feel like he's missing out either. You know, if he goes to the dance, he can go get his pictures made, stay for a couple of songs, and I'd go pick him up. So that's kind of what it looks like right now with the No Fox Given, but now that's kind of out of the question. And even if they do it at a later date, I'm not sure if all the kids and stuff would show up. We're gonna go into the shade Bare Necessities, which is like just a neutrally brown shade, just to really deepen up the outer edge. You see how lightly I'm applying that? Just taking the same brush that I applied the orange with and just very lightly dusting that on there. We don't want anything too harsh. I'm not trying to make a dramatic, super dramatic smoky eye. So we're just taking the edge of our brush and just lightly adding it towards that outer edge, just to deepen it up a little bit. Then I'm gonna take that same brush that I used. Again, this kind of helps blend everything together because blending is one of the most important things to do whenever you're doing eyeshadow. You want to make sure that you have no harsh lines. And when you're getting older, and I know this because, you know, I'm 36, almost 37, that the skin on your eyes gets a little bit looser, so it does take a little bit more effort to do an eye look to make sure it's applied properly. So now I'm going in with that Wayne Goss brush and just going over the edges ever so slightly. Now that's kind of what we look like right now, nothing major, and you can easily do this same kind of look if you don't like an orangey color or and you want something more neutral. And it really doesn't matter the palette that you use. Like on the, well, that's a coral color. I've got eyeshadow palettes laying everywhere right now. Let's grab like this Natasha Denona Love palette. That has no real neutrals in it. That's more pinky neutral. Where's my Smoky Glow? Okay, here's Smoky Glow. So you can easily do the same kind of look, and this is with more of like a cream shade, a little bit of that brown, which is called Vote, so Cold Brew Vote and Half Pony. Those would make a beautiful look for a neutral look. So now we're gonna go into, I have one of my Super Shock shadows. This is Mighty Morphin by ColourPop. It looks like this. And we're going to try to apply it with a wet brush, which I'm terrible at. We'll see if this works. So I'm just taking a flat, rounded brush that looks something like this. This is the BH Cosmetics, doesn't say. But any flat, the bristled brush will do. So I'm just loading up the color on my brush. Trying not to apply too much. But yeah, no. So seniors are in the school are one of those that I really feel bad for, because this isn't a situation that we've really had to deal with in our lifetime. You know, it's school's not canceled because of a disaster or anything like that, where they can still do these things in another area. They can't do it at all, and it's nationwide. And then Cameron, you know, his birthday's tomorrow, and we're doing the things that he wanted to. I'm gonna get Tokyo to take out, which is a Japanese steakhouse. He loves Tokyo. And we're gonna get sushi and hibachi grill. We're gonna do a family meal thing, and we're eating at home. I've already ordered Cameron's cake from Nothing Bundt Cakes. We ordered it back at the beginning of March, and I called the other day to make sure that they were open, because some food places, I mean, the essential and non-essential thing I don't completely understand, because, and maybe that's just me, but I don't understand it. I mean, I'm glad they're able to stay open. I have a friend that owns a bakery in Indiana, and anybody that's able to stay open when you're a small business during this time is important. It's just trying to figure out what is important and what isn't is very difficult. So we've got his cake coming from there. Jeremy's gonna pick it up tomorrow. But yeah, we're trying to keep it as normal as possible. We're gonna do on my main YouTube channel a live birthday party, pretty much, where people can get on there and wish him happy birthday. We're gonna do it at 7 p.m. tomorrow, so if y'all want to see, y'all don't have to. Just kind of make Cameron feel good. Because, you know, becoming a teenager is important, or at least I think it's important. So that's what we're gonna do there. But I can't do that with Caden. Like, with Caden it's a little bit different, because, you know, how are you supposed to do a virtual prom? We don't have his graduation pictures taken yet. The only thing we have are his cap and gown pictures that they took up at the school. So I don't know how all that's gonna go, because we can't take them right now. And I'm just using Smashbox. This is the 15-hour Studio Skin 15-hour wear hydrating, and I am using 2.12, which is light skin tone with neutral undertones, because right now I haven't had any sun, so my skin is on the paler side. And Smashbox foundations oxidize a lot, especially the 24-hour one. I have that one, and that one oxidizes so bad. So, you know, and I hope it doesn't come off as that's all that I'm worried about is what's going on with my kids, because it's happening everywhere, and we're trying to do things the right way and keep people safe. Like, one of the things we're doing, like the business, because we do make signs for school districts and grocery stores and banks and things like that, police department, we are keeping that portion of our store open, but all of our employees that are not family members are not working at this point. And it's more to do with, I would feel terrible if someone got the virus from coming to work for me. You know, Naughty is the main one going up and handling customers and things like that, because we're only open from 10 to 2, because she's the youngest And she's the least likely to have any side effects from it, but I mean, even still, she could. And that's the scary part, is because even though they say it's the older people that you have to worry about, I think it can bother anyone. Sorry, there is a train in the background. I cannot do anything about it. There's my foundation. Not too bad. But, so it's kind of, it's a double-edged sword, where you're not exactly sure what you're supposed to do. Because, you know, right now, Texas, they have everything shut down. I think they're talking about through like May the 4th. That's a long time. That will make or break a business, and if you can keep open when you're a small business, you want to. It's not that we want to break the rules, it's we don't want to lose everything we have either, if that makes sense. Because a month without jobs means, how do you come back from that? Because yes, there is stimulus packages and stuff like that, but those bills are still going to be due. You know, you might be able to put off your rent, but you're still going to have to pay it eventually. You're not going to get a free ride from all this. And like, if I can pay it now, why would I put it off where it might be harder to pay at a later time? Yeah, does that make sense? But I mean, that's kind of how I look at things anyways with the business. So I just want to keep it going. And as I said, there are things that we do that are essential. But we are being safe. We have Lysol and Microban and are wiping down all the surfaces. We are only allowing one person in the store at a time. And the only people that are actually allowed in the store other than us are people who are making custom orders for signage that is needed. So we're trying to be very safe about it. And if you're wondering what I just did to my face, this is the Fenty Matchstick in Mocha. That's kind of what I contour my face with, which looks okay-ish. But yeah, I mean, everything's just, it's stress. Concealer. I definitely need concealer. It has been so bad. That did not apply straight at all. And this is the Urban Decay Naked Skin in 40 CP, which is extremely light, but I'm using the same edge of my sponge as I used on my foundation, so when it blends in, it doesn't look as drastically light. And it is not a really full coverage concealer to me. It is more of a medium coverage concealer. So we try not to make it drastic, but I am trying to use up products. I haven't ordered makeup in so long, and I don't plan on ordering any until all this is over. I mean, I still have some stuff that is on order. My Cleona Cosmetics, they're a small business, so I have no idea how long it'll take to get here, and I'm okay with waiting. You know, I paid for it back in January and February, so we got plenty of time to wait. And it'll be exciting once it gets here, because, you know, everybody needs that thing to look forward to. But yeah, Jeremy still has to go to work, which, you know, as I said before, it is what it is. I'm trying to get some powder out so I can set under my eyes. This is the Peach Perfect powder by Too Faced. I like it as a setting powder. Depending on the day, I typically don't like to set my face a whole lot, because powder just makes my skin look drier and crease more into those fine lines that are under my eyes. But this is what we're doing today. So yeah, I mean, how are things for y'all? This is the Makeup Revolution Ultra Bronze. I have used so much of this stuff. I really like this. And I actually got it free. This wasn't something I ordered. I had ordered some makeup from Makeup Revolution in Ulta at Christmas time. And I got a set that included that and a highlighter and like a blush or something. Several little items in it. And I was like, well, we'll try it and see. You know, if it doesn't work for me, I'll give it to someone. And surprisingly enough, this is one Makeup Revolution item that I actually really, really like. So, bronzer. And you want to keep your bronzer just right above that where your cheekbone is. And then right on your forehead. Real close to your hairline, and then I like to do my jaw. Let's go for some blush. I think we're gonna go with NARS. The NARS, and this is the Buzzed color in here. Very neutral, one of my favorites. Great basic blush for when you're doing a neutral look. But again, one good thing about all this is I haven't bought any new makeup, so it is actually making me go through and use some of my makeup because we all know how bad I am about that. I like new. So now I'm going to use the, what is that? I think it's Unlimited, which is the highlighting shade in here. Top of the cheekbones. I like to use it right around my eyebrows too. Down the bridge of my nose. Cupid's bow. And I'll apply more to my Cupid's bow than a lot of other places because I like the shape of my Cupid's bow. I guess let's do some eyebrows. Something that I have not wanted to touch because they're terrible. And at this point, I have no idea what I'm doing with my eyebrows. It's kind of like, you know, whatever semi looks okay is gonna be what it is. So, and if I wasn't on camera, I wouldn't even care, which y'all know. I really don't care about being on camera without makeup anyway, but this channel is mainly about makeup, so it seems kind of silly to do videos over here without including some type of makeup content. But, I mean, the one thing about being at home more is we are spending time a whole lot more together as a family. And this is the Anastasia Brow Wiz in medium brown. I like a pencil, but my favorite eyebrow pencil is the Brow Power by It Cosmetics. I love that one. Everything about that works well for me. But the Anastasia one's not bad. I just think it's the color and everything like that as well with it that is the reason why I like it so much. That doesn't look bad. They could be worse. I think that's a phrase that I'm using a lot lately. So, one of the things my family's been doing a lot, we are video gamers. Me, not so much, but I have been enjoying this game. Animal Crossing. Do y'all like Animal Crossing? I do. So we've been playing the heck out of that. I'm really liking this eye look. Sorry that the air conditioner keeps going off. It is hot. It's like 95 degrees outside. I don't know if it's that hot, but it is pretty hot. So we're gonna take Wayne Goss, Toucan Do It, and apply that under the eye. And I like to have my shadow low underneath because it does help hide, in my opinion, my dark circles and stuff. So I don't mind a lot of shadow under the eyes. But that's a personal preference too. You can take and keep this a lot closer towards your eye and it won't be as dramatic. But y'all know me, I like dramatic. So now I'm just gonna take the same clean brush, clean that up, and I'm gonna take my BH Cosmetics brush, and we're going to dip into the orange shade, which is No Fox Given, that deeper orange. And keep that really close to the lash line. But I am going down the entire lash line with that. See how pretty that looks? Now I'm gonna take the same shade, the Bare Necessities, that deep brown that I used on the outer corner, and just keep that right on the outer half. So only on that outer edge, because I don't want it to be too deep and dark underneath. Again, taking that same clean brush and just going back over to make sure everything looks nice and blended. And I'm gonna use another one of my ColourPop Super Shock shadows. This is the Hi Ho one, and this is from the Disney Designer Edition from ColourPop. And it's just a beautiful white shade. Look how bright that is. Just as my inner corner highlight, because I wanted something popping today. So, like the way my face looks, pretty easy. MAC Fix Plus. Spray everything down. Wipe all the shadow off my hand. Now let's do lips and brows. So I'm gonna use my Pat McGrath. This is the Permagel, I think, lip pencil. Yeah, Permagel Ultra Lip Pencil, and this is the shade Buff, which is just a pinky nude. This is the Pat McGrath, what is the lip gloss called? Sunset Rose Lust Lip Gloss. Which is a great nude. It's a mauve nude. Which I probably should have went a little bit more orangey, but I didn't, and I still like the way it looks. Like, went a little bit more warm tone nude. Now we're just gonna apply some mascara and then we're done. This is the Big Ego by Tarte. It's a little sample. I'm trying to use up all these little sample ones I've got, because I got a bunch. And I didn't really like this the first couple of times I've used it, but the more I use it and it dries out a little bit, the better it looks. But it's still not my favorite. I wouldn't spend the money on this mascara. I would definitely go more for the Lash Princess by Essence. So, there we go. Sorry. So it kind of cut off when I was fixing to end it, so we'll finish it out here. So let me know what you think of the look down below. Don't forget to give this video a big thumbs up. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button right down below. And we do post new videos every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Sometimes more, kind of depends. But I guess that's it, so we'll see y'all on Friday.